Building love and intimacy in relationships one brick at a time. Brick number one. Be vulnerable. A couple can be together for years and years, so truly expressing their vulnerability directly in front of each other should be comfortable and easy to do, because it is a major ingredient of having a majority of the time happy, productive, and healthy relationship. In order to maintain a high level of constructive cooperation and communication, it requires both partners to be vulnerable, upfront, and honest, and to have a high degree of compassion for one another. The longest distance between two people is a misunderstanding. So by shortening up any distance by closing the gaps can create better understanding. Brick number two. Oh yeah. The longest distance between two people is a misunderstanding. Brick number two. Asking for what you want, but knowing it's a possibility you may not always get it. The best partners in relationships are when both partners know and understand that there's times when both have to learn to be accepting that things won't always go their way. They both know each other's needs, but when it's a serious conversation about it, they have to know that each partner can't and won't always be so accommodating. Just because one wants something, no matter how badly they want it, doesn't mean the other partner is always going to provide it. I'll just say this to that. Y'all might be financially in a bind to where I'll just say this. The woman might want another child. So if she want another child, the man might say, you know what? We don't have the money to financially support another child. You know what I'm saying? Or the man might want another house. And then the woman will say, well, we don't have enough money to maintain another house. Or let's just say this too. Let's say the couple can both support another child financially, but then one partner is just cool with just having one child for right now. He don't want another child, but the other partner wants one. Or y'all might be financially straight to the point where you can maintain another household, but one partner is just happy with what they at. You see what I'm saying? So one partner is satisfied with the child, one child, and the other partner wants another bigger house, but the other partner is happy with the house they in. So it's just, I know in relationships it's a give and take, but I'll just say this. Compromise. Do not compromise. Reason over compromising. You see what I'm saying? Don't make it a give and take thing. I know that is, give and takes in relationship, but I'll just say this. Reason over compromise. Because see, when you do that, you're making the best logical and rational decisions for both partners. You know what? We can support another child right now, but I don't really want another child right now. So I'm saying our finances ain't straight, but maybe we can. Later on we can. Or hey, you know what? I know you want that house right now, but let's just save up a little more, in 3 or 4 years from now we'll get another house. You see what I'm saying? So reason over compromise, and I'll just say that. I know it's a give and take. I know it is. You know what I'm saying? But you might have it, you might not. But just reason over compromising. Brick number 3: choosing battles carefully. At the beginning stages of the relationship, a man can come into it blinded by the smoke and mirrors. But after some point in time of being together for some long years, he will become more aware of things he does know that she does that gets on his nerves. Check this out now. Things she does that gets on his nerves. But if the two want the relationship to stay afloat, keyword afloat, they have to focus on making a conscious decision or decisions about which problems and issues are worth hashing out and which ones are better left alone, which ones are important to argue about and resolve, and which ones are not. Here we go. Number 4, the 4th brick. We landed brick by brick, building love and intimacy in relationships. Reason over compromising. Some couples believe that it's best to compromise, and it's a good way to maintain a healthy relationship. But it really means that each partner isn't really getting what they want or need. So rather than trying to meet dead center in the middle, just learn to accept that every decision won't end in a neutral or impartial resolution. If it's a disagreement about something, both just have to reason, see that's the word, reason on what's important and what's best for him and her. Then if it's less important, leave it alone. So that's what I mean, man. You want to reason, logical, rational, not compromising, man. Don't do it just because, okay, she want that, let me go and get it, or he want that. No, man. Hey, if it's a disagreement, about something. Both just have to reason on what's important and best for him and her. Then if it's less important, leave it alone. Like, that's how you keep it afloat. Because not every decision you make is going to be like neutral. You see what I'm saying? The give and take thing. No, man. Let's reason this out. Does this make sense? Is this any logic behind this? Does it make any sense? Okay. If it's not, move on. The fifth brick. Be conscious when it comes to sending bad messages. Saying one thing to your partner is one thing, but her body language may be saying and sending a totally different message. Her mouth can say yes, she's okay, everything is just fine, but the tone in her voice and facial expressions might be signaling that she's not actually fine. This is her being passive aggressive. A good way to avoid this from happening is to just be upfront about what's really bothering her. But other than that, take that high or low pitched tone out of her voice. Take a look in the mirror, talk it over to herself, and that way she'll make sure her facial expressions match her words. All you gotta do is just look in that mirror and talk it over. You know what I'm saying? When you come to me and you open yourself up to me, that just strengthens the bond and deepens the intimacy. That's what we build in here, brick by brick. Brick by brick. When you're saying everything is okay and no, everything is just fine, it's alright, it'll be alright. See, you closing me off. I can't get into you mentally and emotionally and solve the problems that I want to. You keeping that from me. See, that's an opportunity for us to get closer together. See, that intimacy, man. See, you want to strengthen that bond and deepen that intimacy. When you saying, don't worry about it, it'll be alright. No, man. Let me in mentally and emotionally. So we can strengthen the bond and deepen the intimacy. Number 6. Not saying everything is okay, fine, when it's not. One of the worst ways to build tension in a relationship between two people is if the woman keeps saying she's okay and fine when she's really not. She's not always going to share every little detail about what's wrong, but being honest with her man, at least on most things, will make the relationship better in the future. Now I'm going to tell you why. Honesty is the key ingredient for when and how each partner feels is the only way that both will be able to manage problems in a calm, collected, and respectful way. Honesty is the key ingredient for when and how each partner feels is the only way that both will be able to manage problems in a calm, collected, and respectful manner. Oh, come on now. I say, man, I know people say that honesty is the best policy. Hey, man, I'll get into that later, but it really is. It really is. Being honest with your partner. You know what I'm saying? You've been with this person for a long time. You should be able to open up to him or her. It should be time for you to really open up. Now, I don't care if it's been, man, 6 months, 8 months. Hey, if this the partner you see yourself being serious with, man, open up to him. Tell him what's wrong. All that, it'll be no. Number 7, the 7th brick. I was wrong and apologize. No couple and no partner is perfect. So the best way to keep the relationship intact, solid, and whole is to forgive their imperfections and limitations. Now, why I use limitations is for this reason, because everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. So, you know, I'll get into it later, but the limitations is your strengths and weaknesses. You know, it could be in the bedroom. She can't just, be like able to, you know what I'm saying? He might be bad with paying the bills, so he had the money to make sure the bills paid on time, or, vice versa. So, everybody has their strengths and weaknesses in relationships, but learn to accept that she's trying the best she can, given the circumstances in the moment or moments. But keep in mind, to help her improve on her weaknesses. See, that's the key, man. You're making her the best version of herself. You know what I'm saying? Help her improve on her weaknesses. Give her constructive criticism when she makes mistakes by holding her accountable for what she knows. If she makes mistakes, help her improve on those mistakes, rather than just fuss and then move on from those errors she made. Now check this. Hold her accountable on what she knows. Well, whatever you corrected her on, and she makes that same mistake. Now check this now. This is what I mean by that. Whatever you corrected her on, and she makes that same mistake again after you corrected her on it, then give her a verbal spanking. A real good verbal spanking, man. Help her improve on her imperfection. Sharpen her where she's dull. Both take ownership when wrong. Help her improve on her imperfections. Sharpen her where she's dull. Both take ownership when wrong. Practice in private so it can be presented well in public. Just like the NFL players, hey, if you practice this in private and get it down, it can be presented well in public. You know, hey, I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? That was my mistake, my bad. You see what I'm saying? Take ownership. For players, sharpen her with she's dull. Make her the best version of herself. Number 8, the 8th brick. Support each other's feelings. When both partners make it crystal clear that their feelings will be reasonable, rational, effective, and supported, and will deserve consideration, can go a long way towards the future, because it will make both feel more bonded and connected in their relationship. That's the intimacy. If you can't quite identify or recognize how she's feeling, just go by what you see. If she can't find the words to express it, like this. Just say this, you know, like I said earlier, you know, they ain't going to tell you every detail of what's going on with them. So this is what I mean by this. If you can't recognize it, go by what you see. This is what I mean by that. Just say this. I sense something is bothering you. You ready to talk about it? Or you seem frustrated. Let's start by talking about where's the source of the problem coming from. That's a place to start to get her to open up, see? You're trying to find something, a solution to get her to open up, so we can just, like I say, resolve the problem. See, let me in, but that's a way. If you see something wrong and she ain't opening up about it, hey man, let's say, hey, where's the source of the problem coming from? Because a lot of couples, man, they get in a relationship and they come in from a bad day at work, slamming the door. Hey, why you ain't not cleaning up? You know, they're just going off about anything, but they taking out the problem on you when you ain't do nothing. So that's why I'm saying, if you know you ain't do nothing, find out where the source of the problem is coming from and solve it. You see what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. It's the same thing for the man. If he can't open up, hey, I see, man, ain't something wrong? What happened at work? See, the source of the problem. It could be a family member asking for money. Something happened at work. It could be one of his friends got mad that he ain't giving his money. You know what I'm saying? Anything, man. He could have been mad that one of his homies didn't pay him back his money. He got to chase him down. It could be a lot of things, man, that go on. You know, so I'm saying just find out what the source of the problem is. And that's a good way to open a person up. The 9th brick. Quid pro quo gain. The quid pro quo gain. Exchange gain. In most relationships, both partners can use their behavior and efforts to carry out a component of exchanges for something in return. Now check this out now. The quid pro quo gain. Now just the exchange gain. Now check this out, man. Like this now. For example, I wash the dishes so you can cook. I cleaned up the living room so you can watch the kids while I go out. I fix the car, so pay me the money for fixing it. In relationships now, acts of service shouldn't be a transaction, which is why both partners contributing efforts should just be genuine and not be looking for their deeds to be reciprocated. The same in return the favor. No, man. Do it because you want to do it, man. See, that's the flow of the relationship. That keeps the relationship flowing like the river, man. You know, if you see you're low in paper towels, man, dishwater liquid, you look in the refrigerator needs some groceries, man, bathroom supplies, spray, air freshener spray for breeze, just anything, man. You see it, pick it up, but don't be looking for something in return, man. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to tell you what you could be looking for, besides, you know what I'm saying, it to be reciprocated or complimented. Expressing gratitude. Hey, I appreciate that, because I sure about to go out and get some paper towel. I said, you got them. I was just about to make some groceries. I'm glad you got some. Hey, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I really do. See? Hey, I want to compliment. It ain't got to be reciprocated, but I do want to compliment. So, yeah, that can be, definitely, that can be it. Definitely. The 10th brick. Be mindful of your significant other when you're together. Being physically present with your significant other isn't the same as being emotionally or mentally present. In order to build and maintain a productive and healthy relationship, both partners have to be sure that they're actually actively paying very close attention to when each other is talking and not just being physically present. I'm not going to this, but a lot of couples do this. You just sitting right there, ain't doing nothing. Hey, now you ain't hearing nothing come out my mouth. You listen to me, but you ain't hearing me. Now check this out. Just being mindful with each other allows both to feel like they're mentally and emotionally present in the moment. And that shows both appreciate, value, and respect their time being spent together. Hey, that goes a long way in relationships, man. That's intimacy too, man. I'll get into that a little more later on, but hey, that goes a long way, man. Just don't be here sitting here physically. I see you physically present. I want you 110% of your, or 200% of your undivided and divided attention. You know what I'm saying? Not just sitting here physically. I see you here, but is you listening to me? Or is you really hearing me? The 11th brick. No multitasking when talking to each other. This is key too. It's hard and tempting at times trying to do two things at once, so you can quickly check things off of your to-do list. But while doing so, doesn't at all make for a healthy and constructive cooperation and communication. When she is aiming or seeking to seriously or not try to communicate anything with each other, both shouldn't be multitasking. At all. I mean at all. Check this out. I got some examples. Talking on the phone, looking down at the phone, watching TV, washing dishes, or folding clothes can send a negative signal to your significant other, or negative signals to your significant other, that you don't genuinely care about what they have to say. Now check this. This action is destructive and can destroy the relationship. Now I'll say this now. I'll say this. 5 minutes of your attention can make all the difference in a relationship. Just 5 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes. I'll say that. Just 2 to 5 minutes. You folding clothes? Hey, stop folding clothes for a minute. Let me borrow your ears for just about 2 to 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes of your attention can make all the difference in a relationship. That's all I want to say, man. Hey, if you washing dishes, just hold on for about 2 to 5 minutes. I know you want to get done. I got you. Just hold on. Let me just go over this with you for just 2 to 5 minutes. You folding clothes, stop for a minute. You mowing yard, just stop for a minute. I know you want to get done mowing yard, but hold on, just 2 to 5 minutes. Let me run this by you. I just want to run this by you right quick. That's all, man. I'm telling you, 5 minutes of your attention can make all the difference in a relationship. The 12th brick. Don't avoid verbal boxing matches. Arguments in relationships aren't enjoyable, but verbal spars are needed, and they do play a part in all relationships. And they do. I'll just say this, man. Arguments are a byproduct in relationships. I'll just say that, but I'll get into it later. But they really are byproduct. They really are like byproducts in relationships. They really are like, it's like, well, I'll get into that later. Heated, intense moments can reveal if the relationship is on a firm foundation or a fragile one. Arguments also reveal how bad a couple wants the relationship to work by both partners putting all their mental, emotional, and physical energy, effort, and time into working with each other, or the two make it work. Hold on. Physical energy, time working with each other to make it work. Or will one fight to make it work, and the other one doesn't match that same type of energy and emotions? Or will both throw their hands up and just be done with the relationship altogether? Man, okay. Either way, you cut it, slice it, and dice it. Fights, verbal boxing matches are great in relationships because it reveals a whole lot, especially when both partners are under pressure, and it does. Now, I'm gonna just say that it's a byproduct, but I'll break that down later. I want to really break that down. It's a byproduct in relationships. The 13th brick. I'll make sure I ain't skipping nothing, player. I want to break it all down. I took my time with this. Be upfront and totally honest when it's hard. Man, check this out. This is hard to do. It is challenging now, but check this, because you don't want to hurt the other person. Hey, it may come off wrong. They may take it wrong, but see, that comes with you just knowing your partner. You know what I'm saying? But check this out now. Like I say, we build in intimacy. We build in love. And I'm trying to maintain it. This is how you can do it. Be upfront and totally honest, even when it's wrong or hard. The phrase, honesty is the best policy, can be applied to all aspects of life, like at work, with a friend, neighbor, at school, sports, and with family members, but most definitely in relationships. This may sound elementary to some couples because it's used so much, but once your significant other catches he and she in a lie, whether it's tiny, small, big, or huge, the trust will be gone out the door. This is why it's so crucial for both partners to be totally honest at all costs. Because lies don't only contaminate the soil in a relationship, but lies that build up can lead to mistrust, disdain, disrespect, and even infidelities, you know. Being honest just opens the door for a tighter bond, and it deepens the intimacy. Amen. And I'm gonna say it. I said it. Let me see. Be upfront and totally honest, even when it's hard. Hey, all that does, man. Hey, it just deepens the bond, and like I say, it strengthens. It strengthens the bond and deepens the intimacy, man. That's what we doing. See, that's what we building love and building intimacy, one brick at a time. That's how you get it, man. I know it's hard. You might think it's gonna come out the wrong way, but hey, tell me anyway. You know what I'm saying? And don't lie about nothing. Hey, the 14th brick. Consistently stand on your words and promises. Check this now. To some couples, it might not seem like a major deal, but every broken word and promise or promises, no matter how small or big, leaves a lingering effect. So if she reneges on their promises, their words will lose substance, and both are going to have trust issues in the relationship. Well, making a promise, even if it's something that both don't feel like it's life or death, like saying you're going to build a fence, hey, make sure you build that fence. If you say you're going to build a fence, player, make sure you build that fence, man. Because like I say, that can come off as a lie. You just said you're going to build it, ain't even got to it yet. It's been 6 months. See what I mean? That love right there. Even though you said you're going to do, you didn't do it. Stand on your words and promises now. Like saying you're going to build a fence, make sure you build it. Saying you're going to pick up groceries for the house, make sure you do that. Saying you're going to pick up fish, saying you're going to pick up fish food for the fishes, make sure you do that. Saying you're going to pick up dog food for the dogs, so you're going to make sure you do that too, man. Or the bathroom supplies, you're going to pick that up, man. Whatever you say, I'll just say it like this, players. Whatever you say, just make sure you follow through with it. Check this out. Consistently, though. Whatever you say, just make sure you follow through with it consistently. That builds trust and destroys trust if it's inconsistent. Now, check this out now. Now, whatever you say, just make sure you do it, follow through with it consistently. See, now consistently builds trust. If it's consistent, it builds trust. But if it's inconsistent, whatever you say you're going to do, you don't do it. And every now and then you might do it over here sometime. And then sometimes you don't do it. This time you do it and you don't do it. See, the inconsistency, man, destroys trust, man. But constantly, if you're doing it consistently, my bad. Like I say, constantly? If you're doing it constantly or consistently, that builds trust and maintains trust. Because every time you open your mouth and you say you're going to do something, you do it, man. I was just listening to Betty, Malcolm X's wife. Oh, man. She was talking about how he was so disciplined. I mean, every time he said he's going to do something, man, he do it. He followed through with it consistently. She said he was the strength of tower, man. Man, that's powerful, man. Man, that's powerful, man. That got me thinking, man. But, hey, players, whatever you say, do it consistently, players, or constantly, players. Always do it. Every time you open your mouth and say you're going to do something, do it, man. But if it's inconsistent, it destroys trust, players. Make sure I got everything. 15, the 15th break. Let me see my time. 15. Having each other's back when you feel like they're wrong in public. One of the most challenging things to do in relationships is to stick up or back your partner in front or around each other's family members or friends. But when both partners choose to do it consistently, that shows a major sign of loyalty and commitment towards one another, even when they don't necessarily agree with each other. This goes on in every relationship. Yeah, it do. Y'all are out with other people and your partner says something that was totally off base and you know it. Do you correct them in front of everybody, even if it means embarrassing or shaming them in front of your friends, their friends, or your family members or their family members? Just remember, your significant other doesn't have to always be right, and so don't you. But what helps maintains the intimacy. That's what I want to get to. Check this out. What helps maintains the intimacy, the bond, and the love is no matter what, you still support them, right or wrong. No matter what, you still support them, right or wrong. This is also another way to build and maintain trust, because both partners are letting each other know you can trust them to have your back no matter what. Even if it's my friends, my family members, your family members, whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Whoever it is. And this is why I got out of, I'll say, 2 relationships, man. I never got back. And you know what make a woman be sexy, man? I'm not talking about look sexy. Be sexy when she got your back against her friends that she came out of the sandbox with. I'm talking about anything, man. Her family members, her sister, her favorite aunties. When she got your back against all them people, man. Right or wrong, man, that strengthens the bond. Deepens the intimacy, man. That's love, man. That's her being sexy. See what I'm saying? Like a lot of guys say, well, man, she might not be physically attractive. I'll say this. It's going to be like several parts to this, players. several parts. It might be even a part 4. But check this out. I had a female. I'll just say she was an 8. I'll just say that we going on a scale of 1 to 10. I'll say about an 8. That was the one I got a relationship with. But you know what? I'll say she was a 6. But the way that she backed me, man, right or wrong, made her an 8 or a 9 in my book, man. Even though she wasn't that physically attracted to me. But the way she would just, man, take up for me no matter what, right or wrong, man, or indifferent, man. Or indifferent. Man, that made her an 8 or 9 in my book because she was being sexy. You know what I'm saying? Even though she was still, you know what I'm saying, little sexy, face was pretty, she didn't, you know what I'm saying, her body was petite and all that, wasn't real thick in the thighs, and you know what I'm saying, the butt was, she had a little bubble, whatever, but, man, that still made her more attractive to me by her standing up for me right or wrong against her friends that she grew up with, went to high school, college, elementary, all that, preschool, kindergarten, even her family members that, you know what I'm saying, that she be with them, hey, however long, you know what I'm saying, till she got on her own, whatever, she would always back me, man, and that made her more attractive to me than just her physical appearance players. So I just wanted to say that will make a woman be sexy and makes a man more sexy too when he got his woman back no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Vice versa players. But building love and intimacy brick by brick in relationships players, it's going to be a part probably 3 or 4, man. So just holding up players. Hold tight. When we rolling. We rolling. I took my time with it. We about to roll players. Hold it down.